Hey, welcome to another exciting tutorial with Mike at Blue Roots Media and Marketing. And so what we're going to learn to do today is change and remove a background with our quick select tool up here. So what we want to first do is we want to go ahead and go to open, find the image that we want to change. Right now I'm going to do this little girl right here and find you a background. I'm just going to go ahead and select this background here and then go ahead and resize it to the size of your picture. Obviously, you want to make sure that whatever you pick here is not going to be pixelated when you stretch it out or whatever. This was a kind of a high res, so it works for me. And then what we're going to go do is we're going to come down here. Let me slide this over just a little bit. Come down here, and you got your original background. You're not going to be able to edit or do anything with that because it's locked. So just go ahead and duplicate it. This will come up. Name it whatever you want. Click OK. There you go, and delete the original background. You can press the delete button, or you can even drag it down there. And then move it up to the top. Make it the first layer you see. So then we got our quick select tool, and you just start at the bottom here, and you just follow it all the way across. Now, when you get to this point, it's the halfway point, so just go ahead and just bring it over again. If not, Photoshop has a tendency of going ahead and taking out and going too far in there, and that'll just drive you crazy because you got to start all over again, obviously. So there's two steps you can go here. You can go ahead and inverse this, which will select the middle person right here, this little girl right here, and delete, and then you got your background. Or you can go ahead and bring, go back with your history and go ahead and inverse it again. And when you press delete, and so here we are. We have her. She's in the picture, etc., etc. Even if you go down here, take it off this layer, you can tell, hey, look, she's there. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to deselect because we can't edit this image. And so this image here, it looks pretty cool, but there's still up around the edges we got some issues. And so if this was me, I would not be giving it to my client like this. And so what we would do is go in here, and there's the eraser tool, and you can go ahead and zoom in if you want to really get into detail. And the cool thing about CS6 is now that we got this little background here, this gray background, which makes editing a whole lot easier. And so take your eraser tool and just kind of like pick the softest setting, whatever works for you. Here's soft with pressure. I picked that. You can do the hardness the way you want. I really don't play with this that much. I just kind of go with it. And you just take the edges and you just kind of like feel your way around. And you don't want to like erase, but what you want to do is you want to soften everything, kind of like that, kind of like just soften it to where, it's not gone, but you can't really tell. And what that does is, if you can tell, it kind of like makes the hair almost real-like, and it doesn't look like she was actually shot there. And so you can take this and then I kind of start at the furthest edge that I can get and just kind of slowly just move my mouse down as smooth as I can, and without having to deselect my edges so much, because when you go ahead and you do that, it can kind of get a little bit choppy again. And then so you just kind of follow this around, give it a little haircut, take out the hair as much as you want. Like right there, kind of like you might have to go back up, and then you just kind of like follow it across, and then and so then we got this here, and you're just kind of like just following the edges. You're not really cutting. This is not cool. So I want to go ahead. I want to get a little bit closer in there. Obviously, you want to pick similar colors, but you can go ahead and go in Photoshop and change the layer of this top layer and kind of change it to match. Like right here, I don't like that so much, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this off. I made a little bit mistake there. Eraser tool. You know, right here. And so, right here you might want to select the hardening, but maybe not. You know, I think that kind of worked. So then you just go ahead and you zoom out. And kind of looks like she belongs there. You can take your blur tool and just kind of go in there and just kind of blur a little bit more of the edges out so that she fits a little bit more. You know. Now, the cool thing about doing this is that, say we don't want that background, now we can take and stick her on a website and she can kind of be the spokesperson, or we can go ahead and we can take this background right here and, you know, stretch it out like we did before and bring that up, bam, put her on top of it, and then there you go. And then you just kind of play a little bit more, you know, kind of take and blur that out some more. You know, up here you can kind of tell we need to take the eraser tool again and kind of like follow it across. Oh, too much. Follow it down a little bit more and kind of blend her in, because you know that was more of a black kind of side, and this is still kind of black, and so you kind of take and you work it, you know. You can also go in and there's many options. You can take this top layer and you can go in and do adjustments, take your exposure and kind of bring that up, make it a little bit brighter to go with the image, kind of like just like that right there. Mess with the offsetting, and so then that was a little bit too much contrasting. And then basically, I mean, I can't really tell. So I hope that helps. Make sure to check out our website, www.blue-rootsmarketing.com, or on Facebook, facebook.com/bluerootsmm. And if you like this, share and go ahead and like. Hope you enjoyed the video.